Hi guys, it's Crystal here for Talk to Me Tuesday, my first one of 2020. Where to start? I have already got 2 finishes this year, which is pretty big for me, given I think I finished 4 quilts, or maybe 6, I can't remember. I didn't finish a lot last year, but anyway, I'm pretty close to actually achieving last year's numbers. I mean, last year was its own special, steaming pile of shit, so I don't have, I don't, normally that wouldn't have been quite as bad as it was, but it just, wasn't the year for it. This is my first finish, so this is called Plus Marks the Spot. I think I showed it in my last video. It's a pattern from this book called Oh Scrap by Lissa Alexander. It was just something cute I thought I'd try out. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I kind of wish I knew somebody with a little girl that I could give it to, but as it stands, it'll go to charity. I don't know how much of it you'll be able to see, but I quilted it with kind of like big arches, and because they're so big, some of them I stuck some stuff in, so there's, I don't know what you'd call them, these are kind of flames. Down here is sort of a 3-petaled flower, I guess. Some swirls, paisleys down here. Probably isn't showing at all. Anyway, it was just, yeah, something fun and easy, I guess, that I could do. So the back is just green grunge, and yeah, so that's finish number 1. Took me a really long time to do the binding on it for no good reason. I just kind of, well, partly because I got distracted and sewed all the blocks that are up on the design wall behind me. There's many more than that, but yeah, that one's done. I finished stitching the last of the binding yesterday, and then today I finished the binding on this one, which a very long time ago we used to do on LiveJournal this group called Birthday Blocks, and for a long time I asked for these blocks because I had planned to make like a big bed-size quilt with them, and I think I have probably about 60 of them, but I don't really like them anymore. For a lot of reasons, partly just because when you have that many blocks made by, 30 different people, you get a lot of varying quality and a lot of varying fabric styles, and it just didn't hang together in any way that I really liked, so I sort of decided I was going to just make little charity quilts out of it. And this one is all the batik print ones, plus things that kind of looked vaguely batik-like, even if they weren't batiks, like, well, this doesn't look batik-like, but this one isn't batik. It just sort of fit in. I don't know, there's a few different things in here other than batiks. But yeah, I finally finished this one up, so that's just like the first 12 blocks out of the 60 or so that I have. I kind of feel like I should just send the rest of the blocks to somebody if anybody actually would want them, but some of them are just really ugly, so that makes it hard for me to want to give them to anybody else to deal with. But yeah, this one I just did a big meander on it. Didn't take very long. I got it finished up. I think I started it on Friday or Thursday. I can't remember. I just started it a few days ago and finished it quite quickly after that. Because I'm in this mood to use things up, I just put more solid yellow on the back. There's 2 different yellows which are not really that close a match, and they don't really look that good with the binding, which is not a really nice batik either, but I guess I'm just not that worried about it. I just want to get it done, and I didn't want to buy anything for it. So yeah, that's two projects done already in January. This particular one is my APQ quilt resolution project for January, so I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I don't think I've ever finished more than 4 out of the 12 items that you put on your list, but I don't know, I'm okay with that. As long as something gets done, I'm okay with that. So that's item number 1 done. Actually, it was item number 2 because the number drawn for January was number 2. So this is my list. This year I picked all projects that only need to be quilted. So the whole top is finished. It's just basting, quilting, binding, and then it's done. So number 2 was this Batik Sunset Shadow. I don't know if I actually know if that's the name of that block, but that's what I keep calling it. And then I have the Bag Girl quilt along, my blue 9-patch, which was on the list last year, a blue and orange big block quilt, which was on the list last year, 2 dino quilts, I think I showed you those the last video that I made, East West, which is actually called maybe East Meets West, I can't remember for sure what the name is. That one I made the top last year. My Midnight Mystery, which I made about 4 years ago. Mod Peaks, that one was from last year. Modern Block of the Month, that one's several years old. I don't even know if the website exists anymore that was running that block of the month. It was on my list last year. And the 16 patch down at the bottom, that was also on my list last year, but the Poppy quilt wasn't. But anyway, because this is all just things that need to be quilted, I kind of thought I have a lot of works in progress / unfinished objects, so I actually made 2 lists, and my second list is just stuff that I would like to move forward. So those are things that aren't yet at the point where they need to be quilted. They need something else done, so I made a list of 12 more things, which is this one. I won't read them all to you, but item number 2, which is January, is the black and red disappearing 9-patch, and that is destined to be a quilt for my sister. And I have a real mountain of blocks. They're about 15 inches, so I might have enough to do the whole top. I just need to really lay them out somewhere and figure out if it's enough, or if I need more, or if certain ones don't work. Some of them, most of them have the kind of this is not well planned. Most of them kind of have this layout where it's like white in the small parts. The smallest pieces are white, and then it's just dark reds, blacks, grays in the rest of it. But I do have some that kind of run the opposite. I probably won't be able to find one just because I want to. Here's a good one actually. So this one's kind of the opposite. I don't know if it will work as well because it's so light. So I'm iffy about whether or not I actually have enough. And some of them were made as a part of a bee that I was in last year. So some of the prints are maybe not right, because I asked for a certain type of red and I got a lot of like burgundies and oranges and some pinks, which I'm trying to hope to avoid. So I don't know, we'll see how it lays out and how it looks, but that's my next thing to work on for January. So there's only 10 more days, so I guess I just need to get it laid out and figure out what I need, and even if I can just start sewing it together or maybe make those last few blocks, that would be perfect, and I would be super happy because that would be 2 things done for, 1 year. Anyway, that's it. I feel like I just barreled through that so fast that I should have slowed down and like taken a breath or something. But anyway, I hope to be back in the next couple of weeks. Maybe talking about whatever happens for February. It'll probably be February before I'm back again, but anyway, I'll see you when I see you. Take care, everybody. Bye.